Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Artcasters. It's number 502. If you're here on my channel, you might be wondering, what the heck is the Artcasters and what is Kevin doing on episode 502 hosting it? Years ago, I was a co-host of the show, and because they let me out of my cage, I'm back as a co-host. So that's what's going on. And we have a very, very special guest. People who have tuned into the Artcasters before will know who this is. But before we get to the special guest, let's introduce the host. If you're on my channel, you probably know who I am. So let's go upstairs, talk to Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hey, Kevin. Welcome to your first official hosting as far as on your channel. So this is awesome. Yeah, and now we'll probably get way more views than we ever did.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm Scott Cirque with CirqueWorks. You can find my stuff at cirqueworks.com. I do a number of things. I'm a comic book writer and illustrator. This is my comic book, Young and the Dead. It's a kids versus zombie adventure story. Just think Goonies meets Night of the Living Dead. I also make fun wax pack trading cards, like my gross out stickers. These are kind of inspired by Garbage Pail Kids, and I do all kinds of stuff like that over at cirqueworks.com. And in addition to that, I do have an appearance if you happen to be in Arizona. The Arizona Comic Book Art Festival is this Saturday. I think it starts at 10 o'clock through 6. It's a one-day show. Come out, a lot of independent creators. It's a great show. So yeah, I will be there. And that's all I got to say about that.
Joshua Kemble. Let's go up. Wait, which there? That way. I'm bad at this. I'm bad. I'll get. Yeah. Josh, what's up?
I'm dropping you immediately. But it is called, here, let me show you guys a little trailer of that. It is called All Duck Cops Are Bastards. And this is going to be a very loose, terribly drawn, just kind of fun comic about a murderous police officer duck who's getting vengeance for his brother who got killed by bread. And he goes on a killing spree, killing members of the bread company, fighting big wheat, big bread.
Hey, Josh, I'm seeing in the chat that you have no sound.
No sound.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
but you guys can hear me. So you gotta turn on my sound in OBS, Kevin.
It should be on.
Could they hear me? Because then you could look at Josh's settings and mine and see what's different, maybe.
Same settings. We all have the same settings.
That's
so
weird.
You're seeing the volume move when I'm speaking in OBS?
Check.
Yes. Sorry, everybody. It's been years since I've done this, so
yeah.
No, it's cool. We'll get it all set up. Let me see.
Wait, then I heard he's on now. So maybe there was some kind of glitch or something, because I didn't hit anything different. I was just looking through stuff.
Yeah, I don't know,
maybe,
but what's cool is
Josh, maybe the audience was saying, "I ain't trying to hear that."
Yeah, true. I'm not going to hear that. And then I'm working on 2 Stories, book 2 right now, page 27. It's a comic that talks about mental health and faith in mental health, and then also you can actually pre-order Not Death But Love: The Strange Supernatural Story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning through Turner Publishing's website or on Amazon, or I think you can actually get it on sale through Barnes and Noble, because they have like this pre-order sale, so you can save like $5 or $10 going that route. But if I were ordering it, I would order the hardcover. It's going to be a nice big copy. I haven't gotten the proofs back yet. Well, we have final proofs, not yet, but I have seen the digital proofs. But it'll be exactly the size that you see here if you were to like trim off the white. So nice big book. So pre-order that now and listen to my music and all that other stuff and get Jacob's Apartment 2-story. All that.
Yeah.
Fun.
By the way, there's links to everybody down in the description. And I believe there's, if I did this right, there's also a link to get Josh's book that he worked for so many years on.
Yeah, it was 4 years of work, guys. So, you know, help me stay doing comics. Order it.
All right, fellas, we got the co-hosts out of the way.
Yes.
Now let's have some serious art talk with auteur, animator, independent-minded, so-and-so, my brother from the South, motherfucking Jim Lujan. What's
That's
up, buddy?
right.
From the South.
I didn't think I was going to
Thank you for having me. I feel
And by
like
South, I mean the Southwest coast. Because we're on the
I'm, I'm ready to get this big illustration party time going. So let's get rolling.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah. So Jim has a new little film out called The Sad Producer. Yeah, good guess. Just shake your head. Yes. Nothing else to add. All right.
You're on a roll. Go for it.
Nope, that's the wrong one. You're out of here. All right. You know what? I'm going to do a trailer. I was the only one who could hear it during the pre-show. So let me know in the chat if you can hear this. But here is the trailer for Mr. Lujan's new feature-length animated short subject.
When the music fades, when the bright lights stop glowing.
I don't know what's wrong with me lately. I just ain't feeling it.
When the roar of the crowd becomes nothing but an empty echo.
You're the producer, right? So produce.
But right now, you just look sad. And that makes me kind of sad.
When the thing that brought you the most joy is the very thing that drains your soul. You've become the sad producer.
Through the torn curtain of a wicked summer, a baby cries, shots of rain, a quiet storm around the child that should have been held but not held in contempt. People rise as the sun falls at night, swallows the day into a sea of ink. Stop and think but don't blink. Yo, stop and think but don't blink. Word.
All right. Jim.
Yes.
Stop texting other people. We're on a show. So let's talk about the Sad Producer. It seems to me like you just came off of making a big film, episodic. I don't know, how would you describe it? I guess it's like a serialized thing.
It was both. I came the Unicornians, which was a serialized like 10 episodes, I think. Each one like around 5 minutes or so. And then I collected it as a movie. But yeah, that was like it took me like around 8 months or 9 months to do that.
And then Sad Producer, how long was that? Because it feels like it just came like
Sad Producer I did in a little over 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and awesome. It was my first experiment using meth. No, I mean using
your first one.
Well,
it's shocking.
This year. No, it was my first one using Procreate Dreams to animate something. I just got Procreate Dreams. I thought this would be a good experiment. And I had this idea for a while. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the inspiration of it in a little bit. But this was like a Procreate Dreams launching thing for me. And I found out, I had a fast method before, but with Procreate, it's even faster with Procreate Dreams. So I'm really, really happy with it. And
you are
got to give a shout out to Paul Pate because he coached me, helped launch the boat.
Yeah, and
I just got to hang out with Paul on a side note, just this in person.
He's a jerk in person, but I mean, as an animator,
he's horrible. Could not
He's a
believe it.
horrible human
Yeah.
being, but animator, he's a
All
great man.
in person, just completely different.
Yeah, Jim.
No pants whatsoever.
Jim got me to get Dreams because I've been using Toon Squid for the thing I've been working on, but luckily I'm in still in, I guess, pre-production. There's so much. And we've got our little crew with Paul, the Dream Boys, where we
Yeah. Not the J Boys, Josh. It's the Dream Boys.
The
By
Dream
the way,
Boys.
Josh, or if anyone that has an iPad, we'll help you learn Procreate Dreams.
Yeah,
And that's
you
a
could-
promise from the Artcasters.
It
Yeah.
looks super smooth, like this one you just released, Jim. So like I'm kind of curious, I guess, like, did that make like an impact on the quality of what's coming out? Because it's like everything before that. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it does look like ultra slick. Like, I don't know what it was that felt even more slick on this one for like.
So there's a tool in Dreams called
Slick.
a function called Perform, and you can basically puppet stuff, move it around on the screen in real time, and that's amazing. That helps with all, and within that you can kind of nest movements within an object, and when you move it around, you know what I mean. The movement stays with it. So there's a lot. I'll tell you, with Dreams, there's sort of a learning curve for me. There was, but once you get past that curve, it's smooth sailing. It's really, I mean, you can fly. And what I like about it is you can, if you want, you can animate on the ones. You can animate, my style, which is not on the ones. You can pretty much do flip book style animation if you want, or keyframe, or move stuff by hand. You can even do rigging in it, which I don't foresee ever doing. But what I like about it is I've used Procreate for a few years, and this has allowed me to just take that Procreate knowledge and just directly drag and drop things into my animation program now with no middleman.
That's like, I don't know. It's pretty incredible because it looked just like I'm curious if maybe that the thing you were describing where you can kind of move the sequences, like I'm curious if that like is what I was noticing, because there was just something about it. Yeah, that was like so smooth. Yeah,
because well done. Before, where I would have to have, if I had somebody like listening to music going like this, it was just two motions. Now it's like you could have them doing this, but you could also kind of slightly move them around a little bit. So it just kind of fools the eye a little bit. It's kind of cool. So yeah, I use that a lot. I learned a lot doing the Sad Producer, but most of all, there was a message in it that I wanted to get through with this from the beginning.
All right.
And that is to love what you do creatively, because that's kind of the reward right there. If you're not happy working on something, but that's bringing you lots of success and everything, then ultimately you're not happy. So it's kind of about a guy ditching what kind of got him there because he lost the love for it, but he didn't lose the love of creativity. He lost the love of kind of the environment that he was in.
Yeah.
So, and he just ditched it and found something he loved.
So I just want to tell everybody, show the trailer here. It's over on Jim's YouTube channel as well. If you hit jimlujan.com, it'll take you to his YouTube channel, and the whole short Sad Producer is up there now, so you can watch the whole thing. And I'll tell you, I know it's about a hip hop producer, but so much of that resonated with me playing hardcore punk, not pop punk of you know back then. There was so many similarities with like knuckleheads in the studio, some of the banter like on the tour bus and stuff like that. And so I was like, oh man, this is funny because it happens. It's real.
Yeah, it's kind of, in a way, I kind of, when I set out to do it, if you watch it and you look at it with these kind of eyes, you might see what I'm talking about. But when I first wrote it, I wrote out the narration first, and I was going to make it like a fairy tale, which it kind of in a weird way is, in a sort of, but Charlie Rossman's did the narration, and he murders it.
It's so great. And it's so his voice and the things that he's saying. Just
yes, that's the whole
idea.
Yeah. I wanted Charlie to have this Shakespearean, very noble, and here art thou feel to it, but saying things like, when the booties were rotund, like just saying the most ridiculous. And a couple of times, what makes me laugh is a couple of times he says something like, and he knew he would never see it again. It was gone, son. Like things like that. Like it's so good. He carries it.
It's really
and then
good.
Also shout out to Deacon Burns. This was also a showcase for Deacon Burns.
Yeah, the music's killer.
Yeah,
a long time. Yeah, anything that you hear in this that's even remotely hip hop is from Deacon. Anything that's sad and meandering is from me. So, but it was like 50-50. That was the idea too. I wanted it to be, because you've never seen a hip hop. For one, you don't see hip hop fairy tales, with no magic. It's a fairy tale with zero magic, but it's also
no Xanadu.
Well, Olivia had some magic. Don't you believe in magic?
Quick plug, I got Xanadu wax packs on my website. So.
Oh, do you really?
Nice.
That's killer.
And Xanax. So,
and Xanax, yeah, exactly.
That's just on his shelf.
Xanax do. So you got me freestyling like Gazbot now. All right, which is an inside joke. Okay, so you never see a hip hop movie or a hip hop project that has like really sad music in it. It's usually just a straightaway hip hop project with hip hop beats and everything, and they might have a sad piano on top of a really hard beat, but this one is just, it's sort of like a Nirvana song. It's quiet, 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 then loud, quiet, 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 then loud, and then there's a horrible tragic ending that we won't talk about. So.
Yeah, you got to watch it for yourself.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, seeing it myself, it resonated a lot with just my path in commercial art too, where I think a lot of us as like young artists or whatever will like kind of chase the thing where you're kind of reaching the ceiling of like your position in a career or something, and then you find yourself at the ceiling and realize like this sucks. So like for me, like for instance, like art direction was that, like where I enjoyed it for a little bit, and then after a while I was just like, I gotta get out of this because it just was like eating my soul. And it's like I love that it kind of explores that, but also and this one, like you've done this before with a lot of your work, but this one felt like you really like honed in on like kind of touching on like a really serious subject with a serious message, but also still like even the ending, it's still got a Lujanism to like the humor and parody and like, I don't know, like satire of it and stuff, but at the same time, like with real just like a real deep heart to like the message of it. I was really impressed with that balance, because I caught myself just laughing, but at the end I was like, this is like really profound at the same time. It was really cool.
Yeah, so you weren't careful and you learned something.
Yeah.
So no, this all started about maybe 7 years ago. I was at Santa Monica Beach with Leanne, and we were literally walking on the beach like at the beginning of Greece. We got down in the sand. Okay. No, but we were walking along the beach, and it was kind of getting close to sundown. And I just remembered thinking to myself at that moment, I was looking out at the beach. It's the exact same shot as the first shot in the Sad Producer. It looked like that. And then I thought to myself, wouldn't it be weird if like Dr. Dre like walked out here barefoot or something? Like it was just, he's like thinking to himself, because who knows you're going to see.
Yeah.
So, and then I started thinking, oh, this would be a good idea for a cartoon. That'd be a great beginning for a cartoon. And then immediately I thought, what would it be about? And it just came to me really quickly. I said, the cartoon would be about how he has to make an album for this really spoiled rapper that's no good. That's the uncle, the nephew of the record exec. That's all
amazing character. That
Oh, that little gumball. Yeah.
Yeah, the shout outs you had him doing.
Yeah, he's out giving shout outs to Simi Valley Whole Foods. So good. A Sherman Oaks BMW shout out, yeah, just a real mess. And so when you guys have probably heard this before. I will shelve stuff for years. Like I'll have an idea and I'll just throw it in a notebook and not even think about it. And when I was finishing up the Unicornians, this always happens, including with the Sad Producer. I get about 85% done with it. And then the new idea starts going, hey, look over here. Yeah. Hello, And I have to okay, go to the side. I want to finish this. And then by the time I finish the thing, that's why I don't focus on promoting stuff, because it's like I'm moving on to the next one that's exciting and fun, and I have some. If I ever get to the point where I don't have that little voice, I won't do it. I won't do one because I won't force it.
Yeah, I've got these little notebooks with ideas in it, and hardly any of them get done, because by the time I look back at it, I'm like, those aren't fun anymore,
Well, as long as you're walking this great earth, there's a chance, Yeah,
maybe, but we talked on the phone earlier today, Jim, and so I told you some stuff So the animated short that I'm working on, I'm already excited, way out for it.
I know.
And to the point where I don't remember if I told you this or not, but I've got a notebook dedicated to that too, with all these check marks, because we're essentially doing these things ourselves, except for voices and from friends and things like that, and things. I just call people things. People but essentially we're editing the audio and doing the artwork and all the animation, backgrounds, all that stuff, music. So there's a lot, right? And then I find myself well, it's so much work. It's so much work, but oh man, there's a bit of a horror. I mean, it's kind of a goofy short that I'm working on. It's not scary, but there's a horror kind of overlay. And I remember on the phone, I was going for a walk when I was with you, and I was like, oh, I don't have a werewolf in it, and I was just things like that. So I'm thinking for the next one.
Man, you sure do, man. You got a whole world built already for this one. Yeah. It's pretty complex.
You got to do the Abbott and Costello werewolf tie-in, where it could be a guy, introduce him. I guess there's no phones though, so you can't have him turn into a werewolf on the phone. But maybe some kind of introduction where maybe he's in a different cell or.
Well,
something.
I could, because my short takes place in the late 1800s, 1880s, 1890s, and I found out that some people had phones already.
There we go.
Just today, I didn't think that came along.
The Illuminati.
Yeah.
Nice. But, so you should. I mean, that would be a way to get that werewolf in, and also it just.
Yeah. Well, I'll save that. There's other classic monsters, but someone says no werewolf lame. I'm gonna call lame on that. Sorry, Dylan.
You cannot trash werewolves, man.
Yeah.
Here's a little spoiler.
My son, his favorite monster as a kid was a werewolf. He was obsessed with werewolves for a good 3 years.
I think he was saying no werewolf lame, that you didn't have a werewolf already.
Oh, that you didn't.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh. Well, either way, that's lame. No, I'm just no. Dylan's rad. I'm making a joke.
Or maybe Dylan came up with a character called Nowhere Wolf.
Yeah. Oh, no werewolf.
Well, I think maybe you have to get Dylan
Trademark.
as a on the production team in the writers' room. Sounds like. Anyway,
actually, that's a better name for teen wolf, right? Because think about a teenage wolf. It's just I don't know, man. I'm going nowhere. I'm a nowhere wolf.
He's like a 70s punk rocker.
All
right, so
he's a real nowhere wolf.
Let's get back to Jim, because I want Jim to get I want his animation to blow up and get really popular.
Yes.
So, and I'm a little bit selfish because I've done voices. We've all done voices.
It's true. He'll
Why
watch
did
a
I
lot
why
of
did I
money.
just do like we've all done voices? I've done voices. You've done voices.
Incredible voices.
Incredible.
No one does better voices.
A lot
But
of
most
people trying to do voices, not so good.
most recently in the Unicornians, I want to be like Yeardley Smith. If you've seen any footage of her, she's always going, I was Bart Simpson. I was Bart Simpson to like whoever will listen to her. I want to be like, I was in Jim's movie. That's rad. That's rad. And then be a huh? But so
Kevin, can I really quick confide something? I've never admitted this publicly. I hate being called on to do voices on an interview thing at Comic-Con or wherever. Even when I was with Bill Plimpton and we did Revengeance, he's like, and then Jim does this crazy voice. Go ahead, Jim, do the voice.
Oh gosh.
And I was like, okay.
yeah.
I think that's kind of equivalent to like asking a comedian to do their bit, where you're like, "Oh, tell them the bit, tell them the bit," and it's like, I don't know.
I know you have a hangover and bad diarrhea, but tell us a joke now.
Yeah, I was just I went to the Renaissance Festival. We did this big feast thing, and they went around this. Everyone had this duck that they passed around. If you got the duck, then you had to read the next menu item, and I got it. And then my sister-in-law turns to me and goes, "Do Aussie." And I'm like, I don't remember how to do Aussie. And it's just like, it's because I do these voices, but when I do them, like I'll watch a bunch of videos before I do them, and then I'll do it like on a live stream, and then I'll forget how to do it. So it's like,
my friend
I don't
Mark,
like that either.
My friend Mark, who doesn't really know my stuff that well, doesn't know me through this stuff, but he'll say like, "Hey, did you and Charlie do your comic thing?"
Yeah.
They call it comics. Come on, I'm above comics. Damn it!
You're like, I wouldn't
Oh man,
bother
that might be
with such
fighting words in this
trash.
room.
I know which side. Where does Kevin fight it in the war?
Yeah, I don't know. I've done comics professionally and for fun, and now I'm just doing.
No, it's all relation. It's all one big happy peacock family.
Yeah, I just
We're all united by Winsor McKay.
In a recent video that I posted, I just said that I fell in love with visual storytelling, and there you go. So visual storytelling, Jim. I know a lot of people are regulars, and probably know your story, starting with a camcorder and all that kind of stuff, and you've told me before that you wanted to make movies, and this was a way you could do it all yourself and not have to rely on other people, or too many people at least. And now you've been doing it for decades,
like
right?
50 years.
Yeah. And you're just a year older than me, I think.
We were, yeah.
So
I stand by that quote, by the way, about being able to make a movie and make it the way you want to make it exactly. Animation is just a genre. It's not it's a method. Is it a genre? I don't know. It's a method, because if you give somebody an electric guitar and a drum set, everybody's not going to make the same style of music. So with if you're doing an animated film, you could have somebody over here doing a real serious animated film, and then somebody doing a really, jokey one, and they're with the same tools, they're going to make something completely different. So that's why I don't know. I think the public still sees animation in America kind of as a teenage or kid thing for the most
it's kind
part.
of throwaway kid stuff.
Or it's an extreme. It's either that. I think the Saturday morning stuff's gone away. It's too long and gone for a lot of people. They don't even, but they see it as being like, oh yeah, I like name whatever anime, or it's that, or the super 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 serious Oscar nominated movie about a tree with cancer,
which is the next Jim Lujan movie,
which is my next, I don't know. I never really stopped to like look around and examine where I'm at in this whole big picture of things. I just have these movies that I want to make, and that's kind of everything. Just kind of, it takes too much energy and time to do these movies that I don't have any energy left over to examine why I'm doing them or where they fit in. So
yeah, well, I think it's like with making comics or animation, any of this visual storytelling, narrative stuff, it does get to a point where, like, I tried to stop, and then instead of stopping, I just went, wait a minute, why don't I combine everything that I can do into one thing, which is a film? Yeah, you just can't stop, and then more ideas beget more ideas. And
by the way, Kevin, if you ever do a live action film, I'll be the first one to sign up for your Kickstarter, because you're a really, really great live action film maker. Your shorts that you do are incredible. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, I don't know that I could do that all by myself, though. So
no,
I wouldn't mind doing it. It'd be like my animated short would probably have been done months ago. But I don't know. There's a look about, I've just been a fan of cartoons since I was a kid, and not just kid stuff, because mostly, of course, Saturday morning cartoons we grew up with, there was certain favorites, but I was sneaking, like, early years of cable. I was sneaking Ralph Bakshi movies and heavy metal and stuff. My parents were saying that was too adult, and
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and there's something like I like the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings, for example, and the Bakshi Lord of the Rings is a mess.
Have you seen?
I
love that one, though.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. That's what I'm saying. There's something about it, and with his like the way he rotoscopes, and then there's like a real cartoony character mixed in with the rotoscope. It's super surreal, and so that's why
fever dream.
Yeah, and that's why I think like animation, if you're doing it outside, especially like Disney or Nickelodeon, outside the studio system, and you get more variety of styles and animation styles, not just like drawing styles and visual stuff. There's something that what am I trying to say? It like takes you, I'm trying to sound like without sounding cheesy, but it takes you out of the real world, but puts you in it's like a hyper, what am I trying to say? It's like a hyper, finish my sentence, Jim.
Active child.
Yeah. No, it kind of immerses you into a certain world so you can forget yours, I suppose, is what I'm kind of trying to say.
All good entertainment does that, though.
Yeah,
really.
because it does, but there's something about like drawing.
Well, I like the Ralph Bakshi, this. I like that Lord of the Rings because I saw it when I was really young, and it was my first visual. I had read The Hobbit as a kid and never read Lord of the Rings. Didn't know anything about it, and I went and saw Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, this is scary. This is not like The Hobbit, but I loved it, and that was my first introduction to Lord of the Rings. I get it. Peter Jackson's is probably more faithful. Oh, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings is good, but have you seen Tito Jackson's Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Really good. So, but I don't know. I prefer Bakshi's Lord of the Rings. I don't know how many people would agree with that, but I also find that a lot of things I like, there's very few people that will be like, oh yeah, I love that movie. But the ones that, I'll give you an example. Like when Eyes Wide Shut first came out, it was like, I didn't know anybody that liked that film. Like everybody hated it, but I loved it. And then I met the weirdo Gary Hodges, and he told me this. That's how we bonded.
And now you find out that it's just a reenactment. But
yeah, well, we did watch it on an island, but
yeah. So I mentioned somewhere here of Wizards. That was another Bakshi I really loved. Still love it. And Kevin, I don't know. There's just something about anime.
Do you remember On TV?
Kinda.
It was a little box. They had Select TV and On TV. It was before cable TV.
So the first thing we had, it only had 20 channels and only half of them worked, and it had a little slider. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, that's cable. Okay. On TV was just a brown, like a box or a black box, and it had one dial on or off. And when you turned it on, it took over your TV kind of. And it was basically HBO before HBO. And on TV, I was probably 9 when we got it. I remember late night, I turned it on, and instead of seeing naked people, it was towards the end of Wizards, when like a main character gets murdered. And I saw that, and it freaked me out. Same thing with heavy metal. When I saw heavy metal as a little kid, I was like, I know I'm not supposed to be seeing this.
Yeah.
The movie, the original heavy metal movie. But
yeah, actually thinking about even animation, like weird, like things that are unusual for animation that just like really impacted me. One is like just Monty Python,
yeah,
all the
yeah,
animated like just kind of cut art, like where he just cut out like crazy things and like do this almost like collage. Like Gilliam's animation was like I don't know, there's something extra funny about that.
So Europe has the right idea and right approach when it comes to how they accept animation. I know everybody goes to Japan, like their go-to.
Yeah.
But Japan, I must say, you have to have a certain style in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's like going to a country where like, yeah, we have music everywhere, but then you find out it's like ska music only or something, it's a certain style. Within that, I know there's variations, but it has to be like it's mostly a certain look. Whereas in France, there's all kinds of different styles of animation that are feature films and all different. The look of the artist really comes through in individuality in French animation. It's some of my favorite animation is French animation.
Yeah, Triplets of Belleville's like in my
that's probably my favorite animated film.
Good.
There's one. So, oh God, was it Fantastic Planet?
Yeah,
it was the French one with the
from the 70s.
Yeah,
yeah.
Remember, it was the ohms and those like bug-eyed looking, like red-eyed looking.
Yeah, Forbidden. No, it's fantastic. It might be
Fantastic Planet. Fantastic Planet. That was one that I wasn't probably really supposed to, because there's little naked people running around. But I would catch that and just like, what the hell's going on? But I couldn't not watch it when it was on. Yeah. And then there was another one called, oh God, it's escaping me now. God, the 70s and early 80s adult, not being dirty movies. Those films really had a big impact. More than even like, the Saturday morning cartoons.
So I know you're of the generation of Thundar the Barbarian.
Yes.
And I am of the generation of Scooby-Doo.
Well, I am also, because we're not that.
That's true.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, Scooby-Doo just is eternal. Like it's still going, and so kind of still dig it. So
as a kid, the one that did it for me as a kid was Underdog.
Oh I loved Underdog.
I loved Underdog. And it was something to do with the humor. Though you could tell it wasn't written for kids.
Well, it was like what was it? Bill Ward did that stuff, and he did
Fairy Tales.
Yeah, he did Rocky and Bullwinkle, and there's so much like innuendo. Yeah, like kids, we might like the visuals, but then there was just this innuendo. I don't think you could get away with nowadays.
It's like these days. My nephew's little 4-year-old. We were talking about some of the cartoons that he watches now, and he was telling me about some of them. And while I think there probably is innuendo in there, buried in there, because that's how animators are. But the titles and the subject matter are always like, Kitty Fruit Punch Sunshine. Everything's like very like happy, like soft furry, fur ball. You don't see much, Boris and Natasha in there anymore.
Right.
It's and then God forbid you should try to show them the Three Stooges.
Oh yeah. That's true. Live cartoons.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
There's something I was going to ask that I brought up earlier. Time. We talked about time on the phone today, and you brought that up earlier.
Yes.
Coming back to being an animator and producing stuff. And what was that advice you gave me was
So I told you, Mr. Cross, because your idea is a 30-year idea. It's like huge. It's
Yeah.
massive. And I said, well, as long as you keep going forward, the time you have to work on it is going to dictate what your project is going to come out like. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that.
No, I know what you mean.
You're going to reach a point where you're like, well, I don't feel like working on this for another 96 hours. You know, so I'm going to end this here. You'll kind of like your energy level and your ability to create and your availability to create is going to dictate how your project is. I've come up over years, stealing a little bit here, learning this from a friend, and kind of hone my own method of creation. And I'm not looking to like explode my method of creation. I got to do that when I made Revengeance, because I didn't animate Revengeance,
right?
Plimpton did, and I got to go through that, and it was great. And I would love to do that all the time, to have a crew and everything, but it's not. I would have 2 movies my whole life rather than 200. And again, the 200 or whatever, I don't know, I have, but the body of work that I have makes me happy. Like, I'm proud of it. It makes me happy for what it is. It is what it is. But these are stories that started here that I ended up getting out, and that's because I owned, with an O, my own creation method. My own. It's me. It's up to me, and I didn't like. I would go nuts if I had to use an exposure sheet.
Yeah.
I would just like totally go nuts. But for some people that probably works, or even working off a full script. I know a couple of animators that are probably in the chat room right now that work off of full scripts. And it's like, I don't. Only time I ever use a full script is like when I send you guys stuff.
Right. But even you have given me direction of like, say something like this.
Well, your full script just said that's rad. ... That's
yeah,
rad,
but like in the
rad.
like older stuff, like why is it?
The Swizzle Stick Army.
Swizzle
like
Stick
you were
Army.
in that.
Yeah. And then there was something else.
Yeah.
Like I was a soccer dad. Was it? No, that was in Swizzle Stick too.
That was in Swizzle Stick. Yeah.
But there was something else, like a unicorn thing. Well, I was like a background unicorn.
I still have it. I still have you recorded saying "Power to the Unicorn" and stuff like that.
That's right. But but the like Swizzle Stick Army stuff, you just said, you said just kind of do something like this, and I'll just animate.
You played a soccer dad in the. It's by the way, if you guys go to YouTube and you look up March of the Swizzle Stick Army, that's the name of the film, and Kevin in it plays a soccer dad, and he also plays a record nerd, which is so good. That character has to live on. That's such a good character. And by the way, here's a little trivia fact. I think every unicorn or John Henry unicorn movie that I've made, and there's probably 5 plus the Unicornians, Kevin is in the background. If there's a scene with people going "Power to the Unicorn," Kevin's in the mix, because I use the same audio files over and over.
Yeah. So I guess that comes to time too, figuring out what you can do to get things out. Right.
Yeah.
So, it's the last time I animated anything, because I mean, since I came back to YouTube, like just a little less than 2 years ago, there's like those real short little bits of like kind of practice animation, but that has also helped me to know, like, I think my time cutting things, and it's also based on a lot of Ralph Bakshi 70s kind of stuff. So, and you, just talking to you and watching your movies and stuff. And so, there's things, I want to do like a head turn that's, the hair goes and all that kind of stuff. But no one's going to care, really, maybe just like the hair goes, fine. But like I'm going to do a lot of like the background moves, and then the character is static. Like maybe we'll say like a, bullet time kind of thing, shooting a gun, pop, 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 and then the background goes shh, like that. But the character just goes like this, and you just hear the pop, 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 and it attach a little pop, 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 just one drawing that, stuff like that.
So for the little children's watching this show, which I know you guys get tons of kids watching.
Yeah, that's our whole audience.
But I'm gonna do a name drop right here. So the glorious Chris Pernowski, the head and co-founder of Titmouse, I meet with him every once in a while, and he's kind of my Yoda. He gives me really good advice. One piece of advice, and this goes for me, but it also goes for any other indie animators that do limited animation, which I think is a great word, because limits, you got to be really creative if you have limits.
Yeah.
So that do limited animation. He said, young Padawan, always remember, you keep your style. If you're going to do limited animation, make it limited. Don't try to do Disney level. Don't try to do super smooth, because what happens is you get that uncanny valley. That's when it happens, because it's almost good, but it's not good. You know what I mean? That's when you see animation that is almost really super great and, like a realistic, but it's not quite. There's something off, that it throws you. So when you see stuff like the UPA stuff or whatever, that's just its own little thing. The audience just, they'll accept it. I mean, gosh, I've been told many times by good friends and spouses of good friends, like, oh yeah, your comics are cool, but it's not really like my style. I don't like that. Like they're basically saying, well, your animation's kind of crappy and I'm not really into that. That's not my thing, which I get it. I understand it. I've never been like, it's not a thing to me, because I have my own internal meter that if I'm happy with something, I'm happy with it. I really like making these stories. I would go nuts if I had to do one character over and over all the time. I don't want a Mickey Mouse. I'd rather just do like, like graphic novels, like do it different. That's why I do a different story each time. It's to me, that's more fun.
Yeah, well, that's kind of something else we talked about on the phone too, is like, you're not looking to be Walt Disney and make a Mickey Mouse. You want Jim Lujan films.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Tarantino, when he first came around, and George Lucas, were like the two big influences as far as like having like a universe. I thought that was really cool how each of them had their own universe, and that was from the very beginning when I started doing these. But and I'm curious. I don't know if I've ever asked you guys, it's like Scott and Josh and stuff. You guys, your work that you work on, do you consider it within the same universe, or is it, and Kevin, you too? I mean, do you ever consider that, or you're not?
You want me to go first, or
Yeah.
was Scott going to say something?
No, I can wait. No, or I can go, whatever.
Well, I'll just say it real quick. So the thing I'm working on right now does have a failed comic book character of mine in it, as not a main character, as a side character, and that decision only came because I still want to do something with that character, and then and I needed something weird for this, and having this monkey with a domino mask show up is kind of weird for this cartoon. And so I'm not opposed. It's like some of your characters have had some crossover, so I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not worried about that being the ultimate goal.
But yeah. Go ahead, Scott.
No, I didn't say anything. I was waiting for you.
No, you're up, dude. Like,
I'm up. Okay.
Trying to see, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, to me, my at least as far as comics go, I don't really see them existing in the same universe. There's definitely, I mean, pretty much every comic that I've ever done is usually sort of a period piece that takes place back in the either 70s or 80s, because that's and I usually write stories featuring, you know, kids or young adults. So that's what I know. I'm not going to try to imagine what kids talk like nowadays or whatever. So all my stuff happens in a certain time period. But like I don't imagine like on the West Coast there's a zombie apocalypse while on the East Coast there's giant kaiju attacks. So I don't see those two, at least the two things. One I just wrapped up in one I'm working on now. I don't see them really in the same universe. So
yeah, I think for me it's like it's more of just like what I have the time to make and the story I want to make. So like I know I want to work in a lot of different genres, and so I just finished like the first like historical fiction, which might be the last for a while because it's a lot. It's a lot. Like historical fiction's tough because like, you know, you like travel to Europe and then you're like, wait a minute, how did they travel to Europe? Like I don't know what kind of boat they traveled in. Right?
Hip hop kaiju.
Yeah, was it this one trip? Like it's all sorts of insanity. So I don't really see like building a universe with, unless I were like to find a universe that I stuck with or whatever. But one thing I am getting more comfortable with is like as a creator, like starting to just acknowledge those moments where you feel like you're onto something that's worth exploring, like whatever story that is. And then like Jim was talking about, man, I relate a lot to where you were saying, like when you wrapped your project, how you just got flooded with ideas. Cause it was literally like, I had one day off and I was imagining having these like weeks where maybe I'll paint or do something different or just chill and like read books. I had one day where I caught up on some graphic novels that had piled up. And then immediately after, the next night, I couldn't sleep because I had like 50 things I wanted to do. And I was torn between a stupid idea and a good stupid idea, but a stupid idea. People will think when I say stupid, I'm thinking it's bad. It's not bad.
No.
It's just really dumb
Right.
in the best of ways. And then like you know, continuing like this like really meaningful piece. And I was like, I almost heard Jim's voice in my head or whatever when I was coming up with it, because I was like, oh yeah, I should just do both. Like
I was in
why
your
not?
room actually.
Yeah. but which is funny because I was like, I think Jim would be stoked I'm going to do both of these. And then like immediately I got a message from Jim like, I hope you're doing both of these. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, did you really? That wow.
It was like literally like 5 minutes before it was like, I think Jim will be stoked. And then you
Yeah.
like message me and I'm like, yeah, I had a feeling. But yeah, I think, I don't know, like as a creative, I think it's important. I think what your short was talking about, Jim, is really important, where it's like, whether it's building your own universe, I think if you do build your own universe, I think you've done it in a way where you have enough freedom to chase a lot of storylines.
Yeah.
I think that would be good because I'm much like you. I wouldn't want to just be doing one character for like the rest of my life, right?
Yeah.
Like unless I like really like unless I suddenly stumbled upon like Calvin and Hobbes or something, and then I was like, okay, these are like the perfect character, you know.
So do you
yeah.
remember when you were a kid, there weren't a lot of movies, like there weren't Easter eggs in movies really.
Yeah.
That kind of happened in the 2000s, I would say, maybe the late 90s.
I feel like the first movie I saw that kind of felt like it had that was Back to the Future. I feel was like one of the first that had like little Easter eggs. Yeah.
The first one or the second?
The second one had so many like little shout outs to like the 50s in it.
Yeah.
Stuff. I don't know. It felt Easter eggy.
Yeah.
And then there's little references and stuff within all three films. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
I try and be very cognizant of not forcing Easter eggs in my films, although there are a ton all the time, but I try to make it where it's not jumping out at you, like an audience member could watch it and never know about them or about what that is and just keep going on with the story. Like almost like you'd have to go back and go, oh, that restaurant chain is also in these 3 cartoons, or oh, that recording studio is the same one as Full Fungus. But you'd almost, I almost want like a really psychotic stalker fan to have one of those message boards where they pin everything together.
No, you don't.
So no, well,
Yeah, that's true.
well, tell me about it. Why? Tell me.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Chris, Sketchy Boy, is here, and he said that his kiddo is waving at the screen. So why don't we wave to Chris's kid?
Caligula, I got the paper,
awesome.
Cosmonauts paper, and I'm going to Chicago on Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
So I'm gonna get I'll bring it with me and get you a picture holding it in Chicago. So.
Oh, do you have Chris? Do you have Portland? Because I'm going to Portland, or you could just send Kevin one.
Chris Caligula is also could have been the Tom Hanks winner of the Nicest Guy in Comics award.
That's true. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
And I will say just nicest guy in general, like in the whole art scene.
I heard that when he was watching and he didn't win, he threw his iPad, smashed it against the wall, and just cussed all over.
But it was like Don Knotts. Oh!
So now he gets the Tom Hardy Award instead of the Tom Hanks. So.
Let's bring it back to animation here and talk about Jim's stuff is on Animation Plus.
Oh yes, it is.
You want to? I know a lot of people know what that is, but since there might be people who are watching it on my channel that don't.
Yeah. So if Animation Plus is a streaming service that's free, and you can watch it if you have a Samsung TV or if you have a Vimeo TV, if you have Roku, if you have, even on Tubi, there you can watch Bobby Churro, my film on Tubi on demand, and Counterclockwise in Foreverland. There's two of my films on Tubi, but mainly on those other platforms. Plex is another platform. But it's actual television. It's like my cartoons are on television. It's really cool to, in the morning, if you turn the TV on, you see like, hey, that's my cartoon playing. They have, I signed a deal with them so they have access to my catalog, and they're really good about playing my stuff. They play a lot. And I just like the branding of Animation Plus. It's really cool because it's a great name. It's great branding. Like all of their logos and everything are really cool. They present it really in a great format. It's just really, it feels good to be on that channel. Instead of it would kind of kill it a little bit if it was like, it's my stuff's on Weebelo, or something goofy.
Weebelo because we blow.
Yeah. So Animation Plus, I'm very, very happy.
The curation on there is really cool too. So I think you're among like a lot of peers that are like incredible animators. So I think that's really appeling too. Because when you first got on there, looking
like
it up,
animation, I know that guy. He's great. And the guy Miles Langlois. There's a few guys on there that I was fans of even before they're on the channel. There's also stuff on there that is polar opposite in style of my stuff, so they have a really great variety too.
Yeah,
good.
It is definitely a college radio station, mixtape of stuff on there. But I'm really happy with showing it there, and I'm very grateful. And I think we talked about this, Kevin. Whenever good things happen like this, I'm thankful at the moment because stuff doesn't last forever. You never know.
Right.
And I'm just happy that it's happening now. I'm very, very like a lot of gratitude. And and I'm how I was rich before, Josh? Like how much? 14 million?
Yeah.
It's like up to like 86 million now. I don't know.
It's like
they looked at my wealth one time and it said like millions and millions of dollars.
It's like you're in Congress now. So
that's how I got my money.
Well, that's gonna help you out if you ever have to like buy a property or something like that.
Or an island.
Or an island.
Buy an island that I've heard is for sale right now.
An island in the stream or in the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also a big ranch in New Mexico, I hear. But when I first started working on because last time I did like any kind of short was 2009 or 10. And I was remember talking to you. I was like, yeah, I'm I got an iPad and Toon Squid. I'm making a movie. And at that time, I don't think you'd been picked up by Animation Plus. But you were talking about
Wait, what year was this?
This was like a year and a half ago, maybe.
Maybe
you were talking.
Yeah, you're right. Because I've only been on there it's probably coming up to a year now. I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
And I think I was just getting started. Like I had the script and maybe some sketches or something for what I'm working on. I didn't have as much as I do now, obviously. But you were talking about, we were talking about film festivals because we're of an age where you'd go to like Spike and Mike's animated film festivals and all that kind of stuff. Did you ever look into that, or was
8 film festivals now?
Yeah,
because
now you're all highfalutin. You got to. You're rich.
It's like there are the common people there, and you have to like sit next to them. No thanks.
Jim's like, oh my goodness, let me look at my Rolex here. And
I take a change of clothes. No, I really don't like film festivals now. You remember, I used to curate my own animated film festivals.
Yeah.
Which it was basically the same thing as like somebody going, guys, we're doing a music, a talent show. Oh, great. But before we do the talent show, I'd like to play my new album.
Yeah.
It was an excuse for me to play new material all the time. So we had a lot of fun for there was a period of like 5 years that I was doing, our own animation shows. And then I kind of got burnt out of that. Like I felt like, okay, I've done this and it's, and plus the internet was really like YouTube. A lot of you don't remember YouTube. You used to only be able to post like what?
3 minutes or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like really short. And then they went up to like 30 minutes or something like that. It became more like TV, which it is today. I watch way more YouTube than I do regular television.
Yeah.
But I've entered festivals and I have to tell you something funny too. I've entered festivals, but I got so burnt out of they are such a scam. Festivals are such a scam because there's entry fees. I'm like, entry fees, bitch. I'm like, you should be paying me. Like, what do you mean I'm paying you?
Yeah, who's getting the profits from the tickets?
Yeah, it's like I'm not paying you to. Would you consider my stuff?
I was a little bummed.
Money. You can keep all the money.
Yeah.
I just want you to consider me. No.
I was bummed to find out from Caligula when we last had him on that even the Clios, like they charge you for the Clio if you want it. Like even if you win it, they're like, okay, so that's this bill for the award. And it's like even that big of an award, they're charging you for the statue. It's so weird.
I know somebody who got a Grammy, and I got to hold the Grammy, and luckily she's behind the camera, and luckily they try not to name drop or do anything. I guess the production company said, okay, you people behind the camera, you don't get enough attention, so they actually bought her Grammy, but she's not proud of the show, so it's in her art studio with the plaque of the show face towards the wall. But I got to hold it.
I'm not a fan of. I hate how festivals are set up. I can't. So I got and I entered Full Fungus in a bunch of festivals, and it played in a couple. But when I did the Full Fungus, it was a full-length movie, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to get it. There's not that many full-length animated cartoons. I have a pretty good shot at getting it into festivals. And I don't even know which festivals it got. I couldn't tell you, but nothing by me. And just the fact that, like I said, that I'm not paying $100 to enter it into, this festival when it's not even guaranteed or anything. I don't know. It's just it's a dumb scam, but
which is why we're announcing today the Artcasters Film Festival.
The Artcasters for a mere $70.
$70 for entry. And
no,
that's without fees.
The idea of a festival is great, but I don't like, and I know, well, we have to cover our costs. Well, how about you cover your costs with my money and guarantee my stuff will play? There, your costs are covered. No. But about 3 years ago, I'm on a service. I won't name the service, but it's Tinder. No, it's a
Grindr.
service where you can enter your films in festivals online. And I hated their notification methods because even when we were doing the full fungus in festivals, I had such a hard time of finding, well, what's the status of this? Like you'd log in and it's just a mess. But a couple years go by and then I'm logged in there and I'm scrolling and I go, because I entered All That Glitters, which is a TV series I did on YouTube that played on Amazon, not as fancy as you think. It was Amazon on demand. But that got entered in a festival and I forgot I'd even entered this festival, and it won Best Animated, whatever, like 3 years earlier when I'm reading it. I was like, 3 years ago, I won. It's a Seattle, I think it was a Seattle Film Festival. 3 years ago, it won.
No one told you.
I posted it on Instagram. Hey, look, time machine. We're
gonna go to Jim Lujan for his acceptance speech.
The award.
Yeah,
and the same thing happened in Palm Springs.
So Jim, everybody at the film festival who wanted to win was just like looking up your net worth and like, yeah, he thinks he's above.
Yeah,
us.
they're like, the rich get richer. The same thing happened with Palm Springs. Well, I didn't win in Palm Springs, but Full Fungus got played at some. I don't know if it was the Palm Springs. It might have been like the Palm Springs Independent Film Festival, something like that. But I was all bummed out because it wasn't getting accepted anywhere local. And then I swear it was like the day after Leanne goes, look, or she showed me like it had played like the night before or something like that in Palm Springs. And I was like, damn you, Kirk. I was so, it's just not meant to be a festival. But you know what? That aside, there's this great thing called the internet that lots of kids are using these days. And I think the internet is the great equalizer. It's a great equalizer, but I know it's not curated. But anybody out there that wants to make films, you should make films, and you should network, and you should try to get them seen. And they're up there 24/7. It's the greatest calling card. Without YouTube, there's no Animation Plus for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I agree with that. I go more punk rock with it. There, it's just like the Hollywood system for years now has just sucked.
Literally,
it's all literally and figuratively. It's all more spectacle than story. Everything's bland now, and I think
I hate that. I hate to be like a complainer about like movies these days.
Yeah, I don't want to complain about it. I'm trying to say it in a way that like people like us should be doing our own thing outside of the system here,
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. I think there's other people like us, a lot of them out there.
Yeah,
a ton
for
of
sure.
them. We just don't know about them because there's the algorithm on YouTube. Yep. Wait, if I say something bad about the algorithm, am I gonna be even the lower?
No, I actually looked that up because I was like, because I talked smack about the algorithm on my last one, is that why I lost so many subs and my video got buried? Or
the algorithm is great. YouTube is great.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Algo who's just like son of a and like downvotes it.
I thought his name was algorithm.
I think it's the opposite, and they probably don't care as long as it's stirring up conversation. If you can bash the algorithm good enough where it gets people to watch your videos, that's all they care about.
By the way, I have the honor of being the lowest rated art episode, and I'm just telling people watching this right now that if you don't tell your friends about this episode and share it, you're going to be part of the lowest rated show ever on the Artcasters, and that hurts.
It'll be the only Artcasters that literally had like 0 views.
To Jim's credit, he also got the most views in total.
Yeah,
that's true.
That was just for a single episode, but he got the most views total.
In total,
he's been on so many episodes.
Yeah. So
and now you're on again, and Gary's never going to catch up with you.
It's true.
That's right. I'm one episode ahead of Gary. And
Now you're 2 episodes ahead of Gary.
can we title this episode "Suck It, Gary"? Gary, I love you, Gary. You know I'm kidding. Stop with the angry text.
All right, Jim. I don't know if you want to tell anybody what's coming up next.
Okay. Do you
How
guys
much-
want exclusive?
Very excited.
Did people have you told anyone? You've told people the name of it, right? Before on here.
I don't.
Hi, Leanne.
Oh, there's Leanne in the background. Where's my? We can have all the
Mine's
wives.
helping Ben with homework in the other room.
So this will be the Artcasters. This is my thank you to the Artcasters. I'll give you my exclusive title for my next film that will feature probably these boys right here. For
That's
sure,
rad.
one of the boys. Where is he? One boy here. The name of my next film is called Josh. Where's the drum roll? I feel like we did this, by the way.
Yeah, I
before.
think it's
Did we?
well, here.
That's why I was
It's
asking.
called Jim and the Technicolor Dream Boys.
Yeah.
Yes. It's called The Greasy Grinder.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes. And I you know what, now that I think about it, when we hit that drum roll, I had deja vu because I think we might have already
Drum
this
roll.
was all a failure. But look at the bright side. It's the lowest rated episode ever, too. So
I love it.
that's good. Oh, all duck cops are bastards, by the way. And my next film is going to be called All Chicken Hawks Are, people too.
All chicken police.
Dylan says he wants to watch Jim and the Technicolor Dream Boys, so I will get cracking on the
Dylan, that's what
on the
AI
first
is
pass
for.
of the script.
That's why AI was invented.
That's
that could
behind the
happen.
Patreon wall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go on my
Oh,
Patreon. You guys
I
can
wasn't
watch
going
exclusive
I wasn't
material.
going blue with this like you guys are.
Hey,
Um,
one last thing before we go. I really do want to emphasize the message behind the sad producer, and I really do want to know what people think about that message. So when you watch the film, I've never asked people to leave comments, but leave a comment. I'm curious to see what people think of that, because that film is how this guy lives his life. I create for the love of it, and I create for the satisfaction of it, and I don't think about, I mean, if anything, it would serve me well to have a couple of goals, but I have no goals like a horrible soccer team. So that's where I'm at.
yeah, and so once again, there's a link to watch Sad Producer down in the description below. And I think, Jim, thank you for being here. I think you tied up the episode right there nicely in a bow. So I think let's say our goodbyes.
All right. And welcome back, Cotter.
Yeah. So I'm Kevin. You're on my channel. Let's go to Josh. Josh, you got any final words?
Just check out Two Stories, Quarterly Stories, Two Stories and Jacob's Apartment, my 2 graphic novels, and also pre-order Not Death But Love, the strange supernatural story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning. I would try to get a hold of the hardcover, but you can get it in print. It's available digitally too, but get a print copy. This is going to be a pretty book. So yeah.
Cool. Scott.
Yeah. So my comic book, Young and the Dead, Kids versus Zombie Adventure Story. It's available on my website at circworks.com. You'll also find my custom-made wax pack trading cards and stickers there. I will be appearing at the Arizona Comic Book Arts Festival this Saturday, February 28th, at the Phoenix Shrine Auditorium. So if you happen to be in Arizona, come out and see me and all the other amazing creators out there. So this show, we do this show every single week. It bounces back. Now it's not just between Josh and myself, but it bounces back between Josh and myself's channel and Kevin's channel. That can get a little confusing, but the best way to figure out where to find us each and every week and get notified of that is to join our mailing list. And we don't spam you or anything. The only thing we do is about 30 minutes before we go live, we send out an email letting you know whose channel it's going to be on, who the guest is going to be, and all that stuff. So so definitely do that. Sign up for our mailing list.
Cool. And once again, everybody's links are in the description below, as well as the link to Jim's new cartoon and the mailing list. And I want to thank everybody for showing up in the chat. I want to thank everybody who is maybe going to watch this later, but probably not because Jim was on. But anyway.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. It has been an honor to be on Crosby, Stills, and Circlin, and I'm just very flabbergasted. Thank you.
And Kevin,
Thanks.
awesome job the first time. I mean, I think you had less technical issues than Josh and I did when we were trying to figure out this new system.
Well, just for everybody, to Scott's credit, he made me a half an hour or so long video tutorial.
Apologies to Gary Hodges. Apologies to Gary Hodges. Sorry,
I saw him
Dr.
somewhere
Hodges.
in here. Yeah, he showed up. So yeah, thanks again, everybody. And I'm going to close this out one more time with a little taste of the sad producer, but go check out the link below and watch the whole thing.
When the music fades, when the bright lights stop glowing,
I don't know what's wrong with me lately. I just ain't feeling it.
when the roar of the crowd becomes nothing but an empty echo,
You're the producer, right? So produce.
But right now, you just look sad. And that makes me kind of sad.
when the thing that brought you the most joy is the very thing that drains your soul, you've become the sad producer.
Through the torn curtain of a wicked summer, a baby cries, shots of rain, a quiet storm around the child that should have been held but not held in contempt. People rise as the sun falls at night, swallows the day into a sea of ink. Stop and think but don't blink. Yo, stop and think but don't blink. Word.
All right, we're done.